Do you see your iPhone camera as a tool for connection? Hi, I'm Corinne Christensen, and welcome to my YouTube channel. The iPhone camera is actually a powerful tool. Usually we have it right in our pocket, and we're ready to capture a unique perspective, and we're ready to record a video, and then we turn the camera on, and we get that overwhelming self-conscious anxiety. This definitely was me, and sometimes still is. We're not really looking at the iPhone as a vehicle for connection and creativity. We need to really shift our mindset, and I know really bad for myself. I was so focused on me instead of being focused on you, which is the reason that I'm here. Basically, if we drop down into our heart space and think to ourselves, like, forget about me, forget about, we're anxious because we're like, we're in our minds, we're putting down the way we look or the way we speak or whatever it is. But if we shift that focus onto the audience and onto the viewer and drop down into our heart space and ask ourselves, what was the reason that we started this channel? And this channel really is to build connection and community with the viewer and encourage other small YouTubers like myself to keep going, even when the times are really tough. And so I think if we just focus on, shifting that fear to focus on shifting your mindset and like getting more authentic and get out of our own self-consciousness, right? Like we worry about how we look, how we sound, what are people gonna think? And if we shifted our focus from ourselves to the audience, none of that stuff matters, right? And if you think about who do you want to reach and what can you offer them? What knowledge and experience and perspective would resonate with your audience? What do you have to offer? What kind of value from your life's experience do you have to offer? And when we stop and create, realize, like, drop down into your heart, you're sending out love and compassion to all the people that are watching. You realize when you create from the heart, you attract people who actually resonate with your values and your message. This is how warm, heartfelt connections and communities of like-minded individuals are formed, right? And that's awesome. And the connections go way beyond viewership. They create a sense of belonging and shared purpose. So I think I have lots of tips for heartfelt videos. And our number one is share your story. That's how we build more connection, right? I can think of a story right now from high school that probably was the most embarrassing thing. I can't remember. I think maybe it was social studies. And I always took the 0. I never wanted to get up in front of the class because I never did any of that. And I felt so self-conscious. And they kind of had a stool with an easel, right? And I didn't realize that in my nervousness, let's say this was my leg, I was kind of twitching my leg, right? Whatever, because shaking my leg because I was nervous. And I'm trying to like speed read through the whole thing. And I looked up and the whole class was shaking that same leg back to me. I think that was another reason to kind of validate that fear, right? And basically, that was probably, 30 years ago or something, right? And, honestly, I never really did much public speaking since. So, sometimes we associate those bad memories, right? But at the same token, we can change that. Right now, I'm going in for my 3rd week this Wednesday of Toastmasters in Camrose here. And I just have to shout out to them. They're such an amazing organization. There's a lot more to it than what I thought. But walking in there by myself, right, it was like, I'm going to be honest, I looked up the address and the name probably 50 times and did nothing because it was like, oh yeah, someday I'm going to go there, right? But I wouldn't commit. And then I emailed the lady and went in and paid. And the thing that was really nice was that everyone was so warm and welcoming to me. Everyone come up, shook my hand, introduced themselves, came up after the speaking and stuff. And I did go up for like a 2-minute, just, kind of on the fly thing. They put out kind of a word or the quote of the day, and then you kind of go off that, right? And I did it, and I think I did okay. I talked a little bit too fast. As soon as I got up there, I could feel my face go red. But at the same token, I was proud of myself because I faced a fear. I've got a long way to go. But I just feel like, they were so warm and welcoming that I decided to sign up, right? And when you really think about it, everyone's there for the same reason. And that's just like us as small creators. We all want to support each other and we all have a goal, right? So I think if we can just, like I said, share your story That makes you more relatable. And speak from the heart. Speak about something you're passionate about, and your content will naturally inspire other people. Focus on the value. Your video should show something of value to your audience, right? And share, whether it's practical advice, tips. Maybe you're a handyman, you're going to show those tips, problems you can solve, questions you can answer, and also engage with your viewers. Basically, what you can do is you can put up a poll or a survey. You can answer their comments, and you also too, when you chat back, you let them know that their comments were heard. And I think that's another big thing is active listening. This took me a long time to learn, especially living by yourself. Like, you know, sometimes besides work, it might, let's say it's a week until you saw another human being, and you just sometimes naturally talk their face off. Maybe that's me. And being an active listener is not cutting someone off. It's letting them feel heard. So waiting until, you know, they are no longer talking, and then like reiterate some questions back to them. And I've seen that so many times, like, and I've been guilty of it in the past. I'm more conscious now. But when we do randomly, because we're excited, we don't really mean to, and we cut people off, we're basically telling them that what they have to say has no value. So you want to kind of be conscious of letting that person be heard and then reply, right? And also embrace imperfection. My last video, I threw my microphone halfway across the room because I'm a hand talker. That's fine. I'm not going to cut that out because that is who I am. That's the essence of me. I should have a feather duster on my butt because I can just knock things over. Like, I'm just naturally klutzy, and that's, you know, all my friends and my family laugh because they know that's me, right? And also, like, when you're embracing that and you're making your first video, get your iPhone ready, and before you hit record, take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, and just realize that, you know, you're sharing something really valuable with the world, and the world is waiting to hear your story. And also, like, when you're ready to start creating, I have a few tips for you. And one is like brainstorm your ideas. You know, you wake up with an idea, find an idea, maybe look at a bigger creator and gather a few ideas from them. And you can, like, I'm not saying go copy them. I'm saying just take some ideas from them and then put it into your own words, like what relates with you, and maybe downsize that a little bit, right? And you can make a script if you want, or just write a few bullet points to keep you on track. And I've done the whole script and had the monitor playing my script. It just wasn't natural. Now I'm kind of trying to go a little bit more off the fly, right? And also record a test video. Record a test video, and if you have someone that you really trust, a friend or a family member, share it with them. And I'd also encourage anyone that is going to give some constructive criticism. I've seen lots of times where people will point out 10 negative things to somebody. And if you do that, they're not going to make any more videos. Like, I would highly suggest giving one positive and one negative. So it's not so overwhelming. Like, you know, you could say your content was great and I'm really guilty of this. Maybe look at the camera more. I'm looking down, I'm, you know, whatever, right? That's constructive. But when you really rip someone apart, that's not really encouragement for them to keep going. So kind of have that in mind with who you pick to watch your videos. And also, you could share it, like I said, get some feedback, right? And don't be afraid to experiment and have fun. Like, don't be afraid to show that goofy side. And I wish I would have shown a little bit more of that. Like, some of mine, I look like a stone, right? Because I was trying to, you look at other people's videos that are so perfect and you're like, oh, everything has to be perfect. But you know what? Life isn't perfect. So just go with whatever comes your way and whatever's natural to you. And if you liked anything about this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.